Now at 5, what caused a deadly crash in Crawford County, Kansas? Plus, a celebrated film crew is in Fort Scott shining a national spotlight on local stories. And
Iran launches retaliatory strikes on the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. I'm Erica Brown in Washington with more on those strikes and the congressional divide over President Trump's military orders.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A former school counselor in Neosho, Missouri pleads guilty to a child sex crime. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Today, Jacob Lee Oakes changed his plea to guilty in the second degree to the statutory rape case. The Newton County prosecutor says Oakes admitted to having sexual intercourse with a minor under the age of 17. The relationship started in 2021 and continued through at least one incident last year. Oakes was put on leave from the Neosho School District after the investigation began. He's scheduled to be sentenced on August 25th. A crash in Crawford County claims the life of a Girard, Kansas man. Happened just after 7 this morning at the intersection of highways US 69 and 160 on the north edge of Frontenac. Authorities say an eastbound pickup truck ran a red light and struck a car that was traveling south. Person in that car, 21-year-old Matthew Jeffrey Westoff Strode, died at the scene. The 16-year-old boy who drove the pickup had no apparent injuries. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be another hot and kind of humid day for us today, and that is what we are going to see this week. Actually pretty consistent as we go through the next several days. So temperatures near 90, if not into lower 90s. We are going to get some pop-up thunderstorms Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, and then even into this weekend, or we'll see temperatures near 90 degrees. Few thunderstorms kind of skirting our northern counties, Eureka up into Woodson County, Coffee County. So we could see a couple little thunderstorms out there tonight. Everybody else is going to stay dry. Heating up again for us tomorrow. Temps 90 to 91, but you can see an isolated thunderstorm or two. Big time thunderstorms ongoing out across central Kansas, and those will mainly stay northwest of us. We're going to look at your work week here in a bit.
Award-winning documentary film crew is interviewing Fort Scott residents. The crew is in town for the 75th celebration of Gordon Parks' unpublished Life magazine piece titled Back to Fort Scott. Although it didn't appear in the magazine at the time, the piece came to light in 2015. Now the film crew is talking with relatives of Fort Scott residents who were featured in Gordon Parks' original piece. The crew will highlight the voices and lives to capture the spirit of Fort Scott.
Gordon was always about one thing. Gordon kept it simple. Storytelling. He told stories with pictures. And that's what I'm doing. You know, still pictures, documentary film, moving pictures.
Project includes the production of a feature-length documentary and 2-volume commemorative book set, both inspired by Parks' 1950 return to his hometown on assignment for Life magazine. The new Pitt State president discussed some of his philosophies and priorities during a public introduction to the campus and community this afternoon. Dr. Thomas Newsom said the university will face enrollment challenges as high school graduation numbers decline and the economy evolves in the years ahead. He said PSU needs to be more flexible and more understanding of the needs of students and local communities. We're going to hear from Newsom tonight at 6. Iran has launched an attack on a U.S. base in Qatar in response to the U.S. strikes on key Iranian nuclear sites over the weekend. Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill, where members of Congress will be briefed tomorrow on the U.S. operation.
Iran launched short and medium-range missiles at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar Monday, the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. The attack came in retaliation for U.S. strikes on 3 key Iranian nuclear sites. A U.S. defense official says there have been no reports of U.S. casualties.
This is the home of U.S. Central Command. There are a range of critical assets at this base, drones, aircraft, and more.
President Trump visited the U.S. base outside Doha just over a month ago. where he told U.S. troops this.
I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States of America or our partners.
The attack happened just as President Trump was set to meet with his national security team. Diplomatic sources tell CBS News Iran's retaliation was expected and calibrated. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are mostly divided along party lines over President Trump launching the military strikes, but one Republican says Congress needs to vote. On social media, the Republican Thomas Massie of Kentucky wrote under the War Powers Act, the president is required to withdraw from hostilities in Iran within 60 days unless he gets a vote of Congress. Others are standing by the president's decision.
Given the situation that we're looking at right now, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the president and the administration.
Members of Congress are set to be briefed tomorrow on the situation. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
In a signal that Iran measured its response to the U.S. attack, Tehran said it launched the same number of missiles on that airbase that the U.S. used to strike Iranian targets. Still ahead, new job opportunities.
Providing job opportunities to people with autism. I'm Cristian Benavides with the family-run business, proving capability with every car wash.
Plus, finding relief for summer allergies in the 4 states.
72.
Topping today's Health Watch, there's concern that bird flu, also known as H5N1, is evolving to bypass the human immune system. Using artificial intelligence technology, researchers at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte looked at thousands of viral proteins. They say the virus has mutated over the past decade, and those mutations increase the chances of a pandemic and that older vaccines might not be as effective. 70 people have been infected and 1 person has died from H5N1 in the U.S. It's officially summertime and plenty of 4-staters are dealing with summer allergies. One common summer allergen around here is ragweed, with symptoms ranging from watery eyes to itchy throats. A pharmacist from Alps Pharmacy in Anderson tells us there are ways to find relief.
Personally, like generic Zyrtec. I also have a lot of patients take Xyzal. With those, you do need to take them every day, even if you don't think you're going to have symptoms. If you need just short-term relief, you can take Benadryl or Chlortab.
Dr. York also recommends that people with severe allergies might want to use a fabric mask to cover their mouth and nose while outdoors. It can be a challenge for people with autism to find employment opportunities, but as Cristian Benavides shows us, one Florida business is providing those much needed opportunities.
17-year-old Edward Cruz says working at Rising Tide Car Wash in Coral Springs, Florida is more than just a job. It's an opportunity that's not always easy to come by.
Majority of our staff is on the autism spectrum. I'm on the autism spectrum.
People with autism experience high unemployment rates. A 2017 NIH study put it at about 40%, while other estimates show it can be as high as 80%.
I'm really proud to be here. I mean, I'm happy with what the company does. I'm happy that, what we do, it really does make a difference.
Thomas Deary and his father started Rising Tide to give Thomas's younger brother Andrew, who has autism, and others like him, a chance to thrive.
It became really clear really quickly when he was graduating high school that we were going to have to take action in order for him to lead the full adult life that we knew he was capable of. And today he has friends, he has a community of peers, he has money in his pocket where he can go buy things that he wants, and it's brought our family together.
Rising Tide has more than 100 employees across 3 locations, and more than 80% have autism.
Not only are they going to do as good of a job as any other car wash, but they're going to do a better job. They're going to exceed expectations because our team genuinely want to be here. They genuinely want to do a great job and really satisfy the customer.
Andrew says his favorite part of work is the tire shine. The car wash has become a place where he's learned valuable skills and found friends.
It is great. The customers are very nice to me. They give us this money.
Helping workers with their own self-esteem and washing away stigma. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Coral Springs, Florida.
Rising Tide is expanding with another location in Florida set to open later this year. A new study sheds light on why we feel short-term pain and chronic pain so differently. The Hebrew University of Jerusalem found the brain has a built-in way to manage and reduce short-term pain and keep it from getting out of control. But researchers say that system doesn't respond the same way to long-term pain, which is why it can be so much more difficult for patients to manage. The hope is the findings can one day lead to better treatments for chronic pain. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, looking to stock up on books and support a local library. Well, we're going to tell you about the Scholastic Book Fair in Girard that comes just in time for summer reading.
Plus, our temperature is staying on the hot side. We're going to look at that coming up.
Hero Fund USA and KOAM.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another hot one for us today. Pretty consistent over the past several days. Hot, humid, mostly sunny skies. We do have some thunderstorms out to our west, central Kansas, up through northeastern Kansas. We are staying on the dry side. A couple little guys down through Arkansas with the heating of the day, and some of those will start to kind of work in as we get into the next couple days. It's hot. 91 Lamar, 90 in Anderson, 91 in Miami. Chanute sitting at 92 degrees. You factor in the humidity, you get the wonderful heat index. Feels like anywhere from about 95 upwards to about 102. Pittsburgh, it feels like 100 outside for us right now. Through the evening, slide back through the 80s into the 70s, eventually for overnight lows. And it looks like as we go through the next few days, hot and humid. I tell you what, my machine just locked up, so give me a second. But it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid as we go through the next few days, and then we'll start to see some changes. Let's see if it starts up for me here. Fingers crossed, looks like it's going to go, so that is good news. Nice shot, Indigo Sky, Casino and Resort, and our dew points have been on the high side. This is why we have the humidity. So this is our moisture in the atmosphere at the surface in a degree fashion, and allows you to see how humid it's going to be. We're in that kind of muggy to soupy range, and that's where we are going to sit as we go through at least the next few days. Zooming in so you can see some of these thunderstorms out toward Wichita, mainly along west and north of the I-35 corridor, but a few of these will sneak into our northwestern counties. So maybe Eureka, Yates Center, Iola, Burlington, Garnett. You guys may see a random storm or two. Everybody else looking pretty good, but as this moisture returns over the next couple days, we'll start to get a few hit and miss storms. Let me go through tonight. You can see here's Yates Center, a couple storms kind of skirting our northwestern counties. Most of us stay dry. We're going to start your Tuesday, mid 70s. As we go through the morning hours, upper 80s. By noon, we get into the afternoon. Look at these hit and miss guys. Maybe 5 to 10% of us get a random storm tomorrow afternoon. High temps very similar to today, 90, 91 degrees. As we go through Tuesday evening, any thunderstorms that would fire are gone once we lose the heating of the day. Heading into Wednesday morning, mid 70s again. Same thing, Wednesday afternoon, hit or miss random storm with our afternoon heating gone by the time we get into a Wednesday night. So pretty much what you see is what we are going to get. Heat index as we go through the next few days, right back up near 100, just below that heat advisory criteria. And then into Wednesday again, upper 90s to near 100 degrees. Day planner for you. On your Tuesday, 75 to start, 88 by noon. Let's go with a high temp of 91 degrees during the afternoon hours. We hang 91s, 92s all week long. Random hit or miss storm Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Looks like this coming weekend, another hot, another dry weekend chance, a better chance for thunderstorms early next week.
Summer is here officially.
It's definitely here. Yeah.
It looks like it. Thanks, Doug. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up, scam sites masquerading as Amtrak, costing riders hundreds. See how to spot them next. Topping today's Consumer Watch, after years of teasing, Tesla has finally launched a small fleet of its robo-taxis in Austin, Texas. In a post on X, Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, called the rollout a culmination of a decade of hard work. Musk also said the customers pay a flat fee of $4.20 for the rides. The Girard Public Library is celebrating summer reading with the return of its Scholastic Book Fair. The event gives families a chance to build their home libraries while supporting the library itself, with a portion of sales going toward new books for the shelves. The fair features a wide variety of options, from board books for toddlers to picture books, chapter books, and even cookbooks for all ages. It's also timed to coincide with the library's summer reading program, encouraging kids to stay engaged in literacy while school is out.
Obviously, books are a very, very important part of literacy for all ages, so we tie this in with our summer reading program to allow as many visitors in as possible to add to their own library, and by purchasing through our book fair, it also allows us to purchase additional books for our own shelves here at the library.
The library has hosted the fair nearly every year since 2010, and staff say it's a fun way to share the joy of reading with the community. It's the most popular search engine and one of the most profitable companies in the world. So why does Google sell advertisements to people purporting to be companies they are not? Tim McNichols has an answer.
When I'm not reporting the news, I'm a frequent Amtrak rider. Recently, I Googled Amtrak customer service, and the first 3 results showed websites or phone numbers that don't belong to Amtrak, even though the links stated Amtrak or Amtrak phone number.
I think that's pretty terrible.
Laura Black says she called the number listed on another site, thereservationsdesk.com, and paid them $356 to upgrade her Amtrak trip from New Orleans to Charlottesville back in March.
It was a fraudulent ticket. I was actually really shocked the fact that you can Google something and at the top hit, it's a scammer. Like, how does that happen?
Amtrak and Google both describe the listings as, quote, scams. So how do they rise to the top of the search results? Turns out they are sponsored listings or ads, and the tech giant says they've suspended the accounts. Google would not agree to an interview for this story, but said in an email it removed 146 million ads last year for misrepresentation, with some blocked before they could be posted. The company admits that even though ads go through automated or human reviews, alleged fraudsters adapt and sometimes find ways to show Google different content than they later show users. We dialed the number Laura Black called, and whoever answered said they don't sell train tickets and know nothing about thereservationsdesk.com. We discovered shortly after we reached out that the website had been taken down.
Now I have to fight with my credit card. It's going to be 2 months till I see that money back. If I see it back, there's no guarantees, and it's unfortunate.
Amtrak says customers should stick to booking tickets directly through Amtrak.com or with the app. Tim McNichols, CBS News, New York.
You can consider using an ad blocker to filter out sponsored results. If you do come across a fake ad, alert Google through the report an ad form. Final check of the forecast up next.
Four-state hero.
Up next in the CBS Evening News, bravery and quick thinking prevent a tragedy at a church in Michigan. Then on KOAM News at 6, Missouri is distributing some of the nearly $900 million it expects to get from drug companies for opioid settlements. Plus, we're going to hear from the new president at Pitt State, and Connie College hires a new head basketball coach. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Summer is officially here. If you didn't know it by the calendar, you would know it by the weather.
Yeah, it feels like it out there, and we're going to be hanging out into lower 90s over the next several days. Random pop-up storm next few days. Most of you will stay dry, but there are going to be 1 or 2 guys that pop up each afternoon.
We were complaining about too much rain for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we're going to complain that we don't get enough.
True.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.